Okay, so here's a video for Tuesday and all the trades from 5 o'clock in the morning until 1. Now it's important to note that there was only today was just choppy. It was just a bad day to trade overall-ish. As far as like just going through so much chop and wading through that, there's only 14 trade opportunities. And of those 14, there were seven good ones. But there's a couple little interesting little twists that I actually saw in this trading day. And so let me just go right into it, okay? Let's hit the charts. First trade's at 549. This is an easy one to take. Basically, my entry point was right at this blue cross, okay? For those of you who don't know, so I'm basically looking at the screen kind of like this, and then when the bar starts dropping down, if I pull it over, it enters me in right where at this entry point is, right on the left-hand side, right side. Anyways, the price came down here, got me in, and then got me out, and so I made money on that trade. This was an outside trade. Just want to make sure that we point that out there because the very next trade that came up was this one right here at 615. And this was a no. It broke the rules. It broke a couple different rules. It broke the number of rules outside. This is the third one that was outside. Uh, Also, too, it had a 1 to 13 ratio. And I wanted to test the rules. And I was like, am I sure about that? Are the rules really that? And yeah. uh, I did a dumb trade. I lost money, and I was like, "Oh man, I broke." And I knew it too going into it. And so, yeah, I switched accounts after that, and I had a short window trading opportunity. So, um, after that dumb trade, I was like, "Oh, whatever, I'm out of there." Um, so I licked my wounds and then switched to a different account on that day. But I did break two rules for this trade. Moving right along here, the next trade that opportunity popped up was at 644. This is a no. So the YDL and it was also the fourth outside. Plus it moved way down too fast. It didn't cross. And so you wouldn't have made this trade. Next one was at 719. And I want to point this one out here because what happened is that the you had to wait until the YDL line crossed. And if the YDL line didn't cross, then you got in too early, you potentially could have lost. And so please pay attention to when your filters kick in. Don't anticipate or think like, hey, it's going to go in and go that way because you would have lost money, and you need to wait until that's the filters say time to go. Okay, you still would have made money, but you had to wait. Okay. Next one is at 755. This one was an easy one to take. It was at 123 as the fourth bar, so great one to take. Next one that popped up is at 803 and 804. Yes, you take this one. It was technically three bars. This was a little pucker up moment, okay? Uh, those aren't fun, but it did go down quite a ways, but didn't hit my 40 tick stop loss, and so you would have been okay and made money on that too. Okay, so that was number six. Number seven trade. Like I said, this is a fast day, but we're gonna get through this day pretty quickly. This trade right here, let's see, at 815, this is a yes, but you had to move quick. If you grabbed it and pulled it up there, you got in, and even afterwards you got into. Um, but yeah, this is one you got to pay attention, grab quickly, and then put it up there, okay? And you can totally do this because this is inside, outside. It's technically inside too, so this is an okay trade to make. Next trade that we're looking at, oh, I do want to point this out at 852. It didn't touch the blue line, so if you were working it and it didn't touch it, so you wouldn't have got up to the blue cross at all. Next trade right here is 937.38. This one's interesting. So you would have actually gotten in at 937 um, on this bar right here if you were just tracking along and it looked fairly decent. So this bar would have got you in. The interesting part about this is that if you would have waited and after the filters went through this part, then they crossed back and then they crossed back, you could have got a double on this one. And so that's why I was like, there's 7 out of 14 that were yes, but there's also extra trades in there that if you wanted to, everything lined up and it would have worked. And so that was definitely a chance to get a double on this one. Yeah, there's one more too. So pretty rare, but they do happen. 10:15 next trade. You actually would have got in at 10:05. On this one, got 8 ticks. Oh, that's right. And it's back-to-back doubles. This is the other spot where you would have got the back-to-back double trade on this guy too. So that's kind of cool part. Uh, and then, so that's number nine. Number 10 trade is at 10:55. Again, there's long times between these guys. So 10:55 is you would have got in at 10:48 for 6 ticks, but the ratio of the filters was at 1 to 9, and I like 1 to 8. Sometimes I go 10 uh, bars past my filter, and that one was at 1 to 9, and you would have gotten 6 ticks, but that's it though. And so that's one of those times where he starts getting choppy. It's like 1 to 9, 1 to 10, just pull it. That's why I like a hard fast stop at 8 bars past the filter is safer. Safer. Okay, so next trade is 11:15, which is this guy right here. Now, this is an interesting one, that trade I'm starting to look at doing again. And if you follow the filters, the lines would have crossed, came back, and they would have crossed again. And we got you in at 11, at this bar right here at 425, and then it would have got you in right here at 15 and then knocked you out. Uh, Definitely a good spot to get you in. Oh, this is a double too. This would have got you in earlier and then again at the double. And so watch those filters, okay? Watch that filter in 30 seconds. And if it crosses and crosses back in again, I'm prone to get that. I'm going to start taking those again, okay? 11:23 next trade. This is a no. Blue cross enters the bar, and if you got in, you would have been okay. If you would have not paid attention, you would have been okay. But the blue cross entered here, so this is one you just pull out and just not even trade that one. And then the next couple, let's see, are going to come up here. This one's at 12:19. Uh, yeah, another one where you just wouldn't have taken this trade because the blue cross touched the bar. And then 12:34. Uh, Second blue cross touching resistance line. Now this is a yes or no one. This is kind of a gut shot one. Let me see if I expand out a smidge. And so normally I like 3 bars or three crosses after the resistance support lines. This is two, and to pick this up a couple a week or two ago, where I started noticing that after two it would have worked. Now this that was a pucker up trade a little bit. You had to wait through, it would have gone down before it came back up again. So, uh, but it would have worked. And so I may start taking those trades. I usually like seeing 3 bars past the resistance support lines, but two seem to work out just fine too. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Those are the 14 trades. A couple of the doubles were pretty fantastic, and so yeah, it was an okay day. You still would have made great money follow by following all the rules. The rules would have kept you safe in all those trades. But you got to stick to those hard fast, okay? Don't do what I did. Be like, let me just try it. And sure enough, you lose money. And that just was not very much fun. And I was like, I broke 2 rules and I knew it. Yeah. All right. Anyways, that's all I got for you. So I will see you next time. Hope you have a great day. Say your prayers.